We are live. Hey everyone, welcome to Hack Shack Studios. Happy Turkey Day to everyone. RT Bear here, 35-year comic book veteran of this wacky industry that we know and love called comics. This comics industry. Um, yeah, so I don't know, man. I just woke up this morning and thought, you know what? I should do a live stream, a quick live stream, and just be thankful. Just be thankful in a live stream. So you guys are probably all eating turkey and hanging out with family, rightly so. But maybe you'll catch this later when things calm down. Even tomorrow. But I just want to let everybody know that I'm just thankful. I'm just really thankful. This year has been pretty nutty, but all in all, when you start weighing the good and the bad, you realize that it wasn't a bad year. It wasn't a bad year, and one of the main reasons it wasn't a bad year is because of you guys over here. Yeah, the chat, you guys. So I wanted to let you guys know that I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for Comicsgate and the support that you guys have given Comicsgate for an old grizzled vet like myself to have a new life. Not new life like my career was over at Marvel DC. Marvel's was over because I don't want to ever work there again. So that was by choice. DC was also by choice. And I was working on Super Sons, which was one of their top selling books. So I didn't leave because they couldn't get work. And I didn't leave because there wasn't work. I left because I wanted to be here. It was a choice. I wasn't run out of town. So, but I wouldn't be able to stay here if it wasn't for the support of CG and all of you guys. And so I just thought it would be appropriate to do it today, and Thanksgiving and all, and just to let you guys know that I'm thankful, and thank you guys for supporting Black and White the way you have, and Chrono Mechanics the way you have, and just being the cool people that you are. I've been doing this for a long, long time. I've never ever seen anything like this, man. I'm gonna get all choked up, you guys. I'm getting a little emotional. I'm holding my arm. Is it the left arm when you have a heart attack? No, I'm not having a heart attack. So, but anyway, yeah, I should take this before I forget, because I always overlook these. Gaming or what? It's not even. You don't even want me to read anything. So thank you so much, man, for the $5 super chat. I do greatly appreciate it, and happy Thanksgiving to you. And yeah, so I don't really have anything planned. I just kind of wanted to just be grateful on this day, and to thank you guys once again for just everything that you have done. Like I said, to give, I think I've done just about everything you can in the industry, and been part of most of the cooler things that have happened since my career has launched, 35 years ago. So, this what's happening right now is a really unique situation, and we are building something. But the creators like myself, we couldn't do it without you. So you guys in the chat, all the fans of the Comicsgate books, and supporting this new this Indiegogo platform, this new indie regime, this new indie movement that's happening. I greatly appreciate. So I'm probably just going to keep repeating myself. So I should try to move on. So if you guys have any questions, we might be able to create a show based on your questions. Because like I said, I really just wanted to come in and thank you guys. And I do have something I want to show off. My daughter has a couple things that she wanted to, I wanted her to show off to you guys. So I'll get to that as well. Corn stream coming. Yeah, it's weird, man, with the COVID and things like that. A lot of our friends and family are kind of keeping it real tight within their own family, so not a lot of people are hanging out with others today, which is very, very sad. And it makes me it makes me a little depressed, actually. We need to get back out there. We need to start hanging out again. Yeah. So, hey, Amanda, get your butt in here. So, excuse me. I don't know if I showed this. I know I posted this. My lovely and talented daughter. What was this? Is this a gallery in Portland?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to hold it up and you can explain. So this is Amanda. This is the artist behind this. And let me show the whole thing. It's a wraparound cover. So it's really, really cool. So this is an art book that was put out by
the gallery, yeah.
By the gallery. So there's her name right on the cover right there, which is cool. And I think there's 2 images inside. Well,
yeah.
There are 2 images inside. So go ahead and tell them how this happened and the gallery and all that other good stuff.
Oh yeah, I just submitted my artwork to this gallery and they picked 2 pieces and one of mine was the first to sell, which was kind of cool.
Actually, you sold the artwork before they even opened the gallery, right?
No.
Oh.
I had an offer, but they never came through.
Oh, okay.
But that's the one that sold. Yeah, and then they put out art books and they said, do you want to buy one? And I said, sure. And they sent me this one and I didn't know I was on the cover, so that was kind of cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. So we're looking into seeing if we can get some of these books and see if we might be able to get them into your hands. So we're going to look into that. So it's a really nice book. Here, congratulations.
Thank you.
And then you have some Christmas stuff too, right?
Yeah, they're somewhere. I think I put them back in my room by mistake.
There's one right here.
That's not a card.
Oh, that's not a card?
No.
Yeah, she did these really cool Christmas cards, and she was selling them, but I think she sold out. So I'm like, you should see if you can get more people to want to get some cool one-of-a-kind Christmas cards. So this is the Christmas Possum. Does he have it, or she have a name?
Holly.
I should have known.
Yeah.
So there's Holly hanging from a what is it?
Candy cane.
Candy cane, and eating a candy cane. So and then you got your website on the back there, right?
Yeah, it's my Instagram.
You have a website too, don't you?
It's not updated. I was going to make a new one, and the pictures for it haven't come in yet.
Yeah, I have to update mine too.
You can fold the card if you want to show people.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's all folded and everything. So, were you thinking of maybe going back to print on these, or?
Yeah. So if people put in more orders, you can just send me a message on my Instagram, Mandy Motionless Art. Then I can put in another order. I just don't want to order I ordered 15. I don't want to order 15 more and not.
So how can they get a hold of you? Through your Instagram?
Yeah.
Okay, so there it is, at Mandy Motionless Art. So if they just at you, it'll go to your Instagram?
Yeah, that's how it works.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought you had to type in Instagram or something. So it'll just take you right there. So it's really, really cool. It's cute. This image isn't doing it justice, this darn camera. But it's really, really cool. And if you want some one-of-a-kind, really nice Christmas cards, it's on nice paper. This is really,
nice and thick
really
paper
quality
too.
Printing. You can get some one-of-a-kind Christmas cards for your friends, family, and you can contact my lovely daughter and see if you would want to order some of these.
Yeah, plus I would really appreciate it. Christmas money. Plus it's Black Friday and I may or may not want a pair of shoes.
You gonna treat yourself to a pair of Black Friday shoes?
Yeah.
All right.
Super cute. So please send me a message on Instagram if you'd like when I can put in an order for some more.
Yes, indeed. All right, now go away.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Black Friday. Buy a possum.
Buy a possum.
The world goes round with possums.
Here, let me have that. I might show it again.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was the lovely daughter known as Mandy Motionless, or Amanda T. Bear. Pick your choice. It's your choice. Just don't call her late for dinner. Oh, wait, Amanda. I have a question here. Come back.
You always wait till I sit
Okay,
down.
so well, I didn't read the chat. So Shadowhawk says, oh, I thought this was the one. Oh, nice pajamas, Arthur Brown, the Uncanny Kodiak, and then we got a coolness, and then we have a question. Would you sign them?
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go, Shadowhawk. She will sign your card if that is indeed what you want. So these will be you want to personalize them or just sign? I guess you just sign the art part, right?
Yeah, because then they're supposed to write in it.
And then they would write in, yeah. So it'd be weird if you signed like personal, like put a personal message in it, and then they could never send
Scroll
it
down.
to where?
There it is. Mandy's gone. She's back. Yay. Signed is another $10. I mean, I won't say no to 20.
Oh, there it is. It just moved. Yeah. I won't say no to 20. He said 10.
No, plus 10.
Oh, plus 10. Oh, okay. Get that money. Yeah. So yeah, if you guys want those, go to her Instagram, order through Instagram. I guess her website is it shut down, or you just don't really try to steer traffic there?
I've tried to shut it down because I was making a new website, so I haven't updated it.
Okay. So yeah, the best way is through Instagram. That is Mandy Motionless, at Mandy Motionless Art. All right. Oh, we got Michael Bancroft, Dark Phoenix in PJs. I don't know if you guys saw it. It's got like the hood that comes over, and it's got a giraffe head, and then she also has a tail.
It has a nose. Don't forget the nose.
The nose. Okay, here we go. All right. Well, that nose.
And eyelashes.
About right. Oh yeah, it's a female. It's a female.
I need a new pair for Christmas. Buy my possums.
And then she's got a tail. Yeah. So.
Okay, I'm going back in.
All right. Yeah. You entertain the troops here. Yes. All right. So. Big news is just as far as we are concerned. We just got notice the house did sell. So our California house is sold. So hold on. It's windy, so my allergies. Yeah, so we are committed. There is no turning back now. So the house is sold. So we still don't have a place to go. We still don't have a new house to go to. So, but we did make a couple offers earlier on, and I think there were 3 offers, and none of them went through. And I think it's because they were contingent on selling this house, so they went with more secure deals and less baggage. So now, moving forward with making offers, we're looking mainly in Texas. Actually, it's probably going to be Texas, most likely. That now we can make real solid offers. Like when we make the offer, it's like we can back it up with cash. So I think we'll have a better chance landing the Texas house. Now, I think we're in a better negotiating place as far as that's concerned. And so we're pretty happy about it. My wife and I, when I woke up, she's like, check this out. Yeah, so it's going to happen. So the one good thing about a lot of the new houses is we're looking at Killer T-Bear Vault. So we should have, and I'll videotape it all so you guys will get to see the new T-Bear Vault. I never wanted to videotape the one here because it was always a mess. Like it's a pretty good sized room, but there's so much stuff. It ended up being on the floor everywhere. I couldn't keep it all in the cabinet. So the new house is going to have, a complete room just for the T-Bear Vault. And then we're also looking into houses that have space for a fulfillment center. So there's some garages that are tandem garages, I guess. So it's not, there's side by side, but then there's a tandem. There's one in front of it. So it's like a 3-car garage, but we only have 2 cars. So we were thinking we could use the tandem part that's closest to the house as a fulfillment center. The ones that we were looking at have like raised platforms, and they're all epoxied, and they're nice. So we could have a killer fulfillment center for the upcoming Indiegogo campaigns, the black and white one, which is going to launch soon, and then I want to do another Chrono campaign as well. So one of the things that my wife said, with the money from the sale of the house, we should probably hire like other teams that could come in, and we can put out other books. So maybe 2 a year, 3 a year, so that's the goal. So I think, Pamela, my wife, and I are looking at it as kind of like a rebirth. We've been here for 28 years. So we can go there and almost feel like starting over, especially for people, our age, in their pushing their 60s. And God, I'm so close. I'm so close. So yeah, so that's really exciting. So we're really looking forward to that. Oh man, we got a lot of celebrities in the house. So we got the Zaid brothers. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you. I think I saw Jason in the chat too, my pontificator brother. Yeah, Jason Krieger or Kragers. Happy Thanksgiving. So yeah. It is we're gonna have a killer turkey day later. We got like personal turkeys this year because we don't have friends or family coming over, so we got like 3 little personal turkeys that we're gonna cook up. So yeah, would those be baby turkeys? We're going to eat baby turkeys tonight. So Eric says, hope you're having a wonderful Thanksgiving. I'm glad to spend a bit of my day watching you art. Yeah, and it's going to just be a bit of a day because I'm not going to, like I said, I don't really have anything really planned. I just wanted to, thank you guys for all the support, and just to, it's a day of being thankful and reflecting back. So bye, stinky, Bernie, crummy California. Definitely. Eric says, congrats on the house sale. Thank you, man. I do appreciate it. California won't let him leave. Well, hopefully they will, because I'm not real happy with the leadership here. Let's just put it that way. Henry says, California prices have gotten crazy. My aunt bought a house in the San Gabriel Valley for $95K in the 80s. It's now worth $600K. 600,000. 95K. Wow. Sweet mama jamma. That's crazy. So 95. Okay, never mind. I'm getting hung up on details. Yeah. Right now, like this house got into a bidding war, so we were already above asking price just because we didn't really have to sell. And there was a house and some friends of ours that lived down the street, and I think just as an experiment, they exceeded the I guess they have like a estimated value of houses, and so I think they went up on theirs by 50 or 60,000. So then we were keeping close eye on them. So I'm once again thankful. I'm thankful for them that they had some cojones to do this. So they sold. They took 10 less, but it was a better loan. It wasn't because they didn't have offers. It was because it was a more secure loan. So sometimes you negotiate that way. We did too, because we got higher bids, but we got a VA loan, a guy with a VA loan. So those are some of the best loans that you can get. So we went down on the price. We could have went with a higher bid, but we went down to get that. And so they did the same thing. And so the house sold. So then we were like, okay, they're already above like estimated value of the neighborhood and these comparable houses. So we're going to not just hit that. We're going to exceed that, because also this house is it's on a bigger lot. It's got nothing against those guys, but it's got crazy curb appeal because it's on a big lot, and there's no houses really on either side, the right and left and the back. The back is the Cleveland National Forest. We have a hill back there. And so we talked to a couple real estate guys, and we have a pool. So they were all like, well, maybe you could do this, maybe you could do that. So then Pamela and I, we just like, well, if we sell it, it's fine. If not, who cares? We upped it by like 20,000. And so then that was still kind of considered, it was kind of a more entry level. It wasn't as much as we thought we could really get, but we wanted to get like into a bidding war. So we kind of made it a lower price. There's a lot of just thought work that goes into this. And so we kind of purposely got ourselves into the best situation to get into a bidding war. And it did happen. We didn't think it was going to happen at first because we did get an offer right off the bat, but it wasn't bidding war stuff. But then I think a few days later, it got pretty crazy and pretty heated. And so, yeah, we eventually got, I think we got 50,000 more than the other house that I was thankful for, that they actually brought the higher level to it. And so the bank loan today, we got notice the bank loan went through. So the family got their VA loan, and we got a new family that's going to move into our house. So I'm really, really happy about that. And I just had this. I got to show this off, man. This is the craziness of California, and sometimes it doesn't really hit home until you start looking how far your money will go in other parts of the country. And this is half. This house is half of what we made in our house sales. So this house is right on. It's a man-made lake, but it's beautiful in Texas. So I really like this house. I'm not sure Pamela likes it. I think maybe because it's really open. I think she wants to live in a more neighborhood that's kind of more secluded. So, it's really open, the backyard and stuff, because, you don't want to interrupt the view. So you have this nice little patio here, so you can look out at the lake. And then that's the view, from, I think, the house. So it's got a little dock. If we do move here, I'm going to buy one of those little paddle boats that you can paddle with your feet. And so it's going to be my workout. I'll get in the little boat, and then I'll paddle around the waterways of the area. I think they kind of cul-de-sac the waterways, so I don't think they come back. So you'll have to kind of backtrack on it. And then there's also just for us, there's a walking path that goes all the way around the lake, which is really, really nice, because we want to walk, for our health here, but it's really hilly here. So my wife and I are older, so it's a little tough for us to walk. But if it's level ground, it's less wear and tear on our joints and stuff like that. So this is a shot of the from the entryway across the house, and this just went up for sale yesterday. So knowing my luck, it's probably already sold. So here's a view from the balcony. I think this is probably a view from what will be the studio, my work studio. So yeah, the rest is pretty much a standard house. This would be the studio. So I would convert this room and have my drawing board and all my bookshelves and stuff like that in here, and then probably my drum set behind where this couch is. So I'm going to have my drum set in the same room as my work studio, so I can show the drums off, and maybe even I can play them for you, since it might be camera savvy. And I want to set up different camera stations too, so I don't have to kind of each show reset everything up for that particular show. So if I draw, I have to set up the camera over my board, and if I do what I'm doing today, I just clip it on my monitor, so I can have multiple cameras, and I can have them set up in different workstations, so then I won't have to kind of take time to basically do new camera setups. So then this actually views out onto that that lake. So this is thankfulness, man. This is one. I and my wife, we worked our ass off to build Hack Shack Studios and to build to build a voice, to build a place in this industry. And so, and in the image heydays, the 90s, well, the Marvel heydays and the image days, we actually paid a lot of this house down. Actually, we put a significant amount of money down on the house, and then we would pay a lot of extra per month, to keep it down. So we're way ahead of schedule. I think we're like 10 or 15 years ahead of paying the house off, and the house is almost paid off now, this one here. So so we're really looking forward to just kind of moving there, and then having quite a bit of extra cash. Yeah, and Dino, you can I'll live in the fulfillment center, and yeah, then yeah, no, but yeah, just really thankful that we can even think this way about moving and stuff like that, because we did work really hard to be able to get the nest egg and to get the house paid down so we could even be in this position. So comics has been very good to us, very blessed and very thankful for everything. So I'm probably going to wrap it up unless I can find some good questions. Thank you guys all for the happy Thanksgiving wishes. I do appreciate it. It's been very humbling just to just be able to hang out with you guys and just do. God, I mean, I'm not kidding you. 35 years, I've never seen anything like this. And when I say that, I mean it all in a great way, that this is just a great time. Comic book artists usually just work in a vacuum. They're very isolated from, anybody that's buying the book. Every once in a while, you'll get, in the old days, they used to have the, what was it, the Marvel bullpen or whatever, or they used to publish letters. They had letters columns. I think, yeah, DC did too. And every once in a while they would mention your name, in one of those letters, but you weren't privy to all the letters that came in that month, just the ones that were printed. And so what's neat about this is that, for good or bad, I get to have direct, contact with you guys. So if there's something that you like, you let me know. If there's something you don't like, you let me know. So then I can kind of move and direct things as I see fit to accommodate that. And also just I never really understood the comic community before, like who buys the books and where does everybody stand on the books. And I think that Comicsgate has really kind of opened my eyes to just fandom, just who supports the books and so on. And so it's really been a blast having all this stuff and having it available to me. And I think part of it's the technology too. We couldn't have done this, 20 years ago. So it's nice, to be able to have this opportunity now with YouTube and StreamYards and all that other stuff. So Peyton, thank you so much for the $2. Happy Thanksgiving, Lou. No, Lou is not getting that $2. Lou Ferrigno is not getting any of my super chat money. How dare you? So we got Sketch Therapy. Hey, Sketch, what's up, man? Happy thanks. Giver, Mr. T-Bear. Yes. So you guys go out, virgins, but no, we don't talk about people that way. That's the old comic book way of, referring to fandom. We don't do that. No tights and capes, no condescension, condescending remarks, none of that, man. We put you guys up on a platform, a pedestal, because, like I said before, we couldn't do this without you. I couldn't do this without you. So I really am thankful for that. Let's see. Maybe we'll go out on this. Hopefully it's a high note. I'm pretty sure everyone loves you, Mr. T-Bear. You don't really screw up ever. I kind of miss the 4 trailer reviews. But that's not a bad thing. I want to do those reviews again. Once Hollywood starts making movies again, that was a lot of fun. Taylor and I used to just watch the videos and just and sometimes we get like a guest to come in, and then we would run down like new trailers for movies, and sometimes we would have we'd have a versus show where we'd have one trailer versus the other, and then we would kind of have a heated discussion about which one's better. and then we let the chat kind of chime in as well. So I would like to do that again, but YouTube is really weird now. Like if we played those clips like we used to, I don't know if we could get away with it. We barely got away with it, a year ago or whenever I was doing that originally. I don't know if you could still do that because I think I think YouTube just shut you down. We did a pontificator show where I think we were just showing images of Jennifer Connelly, and we got popped, we got bumped. They shut the stream down, just gone, no explanation, no nothing. And so I would like to do that again. That was a lot of fun. But once again, Hollywood's going to have to make some movies, and we're going to have to start creatively doing things again. Oh no problem, dude. I knew what you meant. I knew what you meant. I do that all the time, like in the chat. And sometimes, like especially when you're on Ethan's chat, you're trying to be witty and fun in the chat. It's moving so fast. It's moving like breakneck speed, so it's hard to actually get a thought down. And also, by the time you get the thought down, everybody's moved on to something else. So if you're gonna be funny, you got to be fast on Ethan's show. Yeah, because it's not going to linger. It's gonna move pretty quickly. So let me maybe Sketch's got some insight to the videos. I think you have to put up disclaimers, but I understand your worry. There are whole channels dedicated to your reactions, but the rules are so weird. I didn't know that. So what would the disclaimer be? Would that be in the written description, or like you just say copyrighted material, or would you say that at the beginning of the show, like that this is just for intellectual review, or whatever those like legal disclaimers are? Yeah, I don't know. I'll look into that, because those were a lot of fun, and I'm always looking to try to figure out like new ways to entertain you guys. Okay. Texas is great, honestly. Yeah, I mean, for the last, at least 3 months, my wife and I have just been, every night we're looking at either houses or the area in Texas, and it's beautiful. Coming from California, because we like the more southern part of Texas, so the Woodlands, Cypress, Spring, those areas, and they're a little bit above Houston. I think they're 20 minutes or a half hour out of Houston, so there is some like floodplain and stuff like that. But they have to let you know if it's in a floodplain or not. So it's pretty easy, to find that information out. So you can either opt to buy in a floodplain or not. I will tell you that it's so tempting sometimes to buy a house in the floodplain. They have like the 100-year floodplain, the 500-year floodplain, things like that, because the houses, there's a lot of gorgeous houses, and they're usually a little bit less amount. So you can get more bang for your buck, but you're also taking a chance as far as being in a floodplain. And yes, the humidity will get us, but I'm really planning on the heavy humidity months, the summer months, of just being inside. I'm just going to crank the air and just get a lot of work done. It'll be like my version of like being snowed in. You know what I mean? Like I'm just going to use it as like, it'll be 2 months of just having cabin fever and just working my ass off to get stuff done. So I do like snow, and I like the way it looks and stuff like that. But I've had a couple surgeries on my back and my leg, and I can't handle cold at all. So hot climate is better for me, actually. Humidity will help your skin. Yeah, it's all the moisture. Yeah, women don't dry out in Texas. What? What, Harry Bemis? My current state just legalized possession of heroin, coke, and meth. thinking of moving to Idaho. What state is that? They've legalized heroin and meth? Is that true? No, those are bad drugs. I don't think they should be making those things legal. Jim Cox, oh, where was that? Jim Cox says, forced flood insurance for my cheap house is $15 a year. Yeah. Flood insurance is kind of a must, especially if you live in certain areas. But the thing is, we have 5 seasons here where I live in California, and one of those is fire season. So we pay quite a bit in fire insurance, and we used to have earthquake insurance, and I just think that earthquakes in California I've lived here all my life. I think they're overblown. I don't think that, I mean, knock on glass, that it's really this catastrophic earthquake that they keep predicting every year or so is really going to happen. And really the only time, I've lived here long enough to know this, the only time that we really have serious damage is houses that aren't brought up to earthquake code. And so I think the state has even come down on a lot of those facilities that they either have to retrofit and hit earthquake standards, or they have to be demolished. So I don't think there's really anything in Southern California that won't hold up to a decent sized earthquake. I mean, there's always going to be not structural, but there's always going to be superficial damage. You know, anytime you move something solid around a little bit, you're going to have cracking and you're going to have breakage, but nothing that's going to be structural or come down on you. So that the fear is always like, oh, the house or the building's going to fall down on you. I just don't think that's going to happen. I think with the new laws, that I just don't think it's going to happen. I remember I used to live in Whittier, and it was Greenleaf. There's like an old area in Whittier. They used to have a killer comic shop there, and that's why I always went there. And I forget which quake. This was years and years, decades ago, and it kind of it did total that area, but it was all old. They were brick. You don't build brick buildings. You can build brick buildings in Texas. You can't do that in California. It'll just come down. If the brick is the structure that's holding up the roof and stuff, it'll just fall. So brick isn't very forgiving. Wood, plaster, stuff like that is stucco is way more forgiving. So these houses are built to kind of move a little bit without some serious damage. But the reason that area fell apart is because they were all brick buildings. I think Yul Carter knows what I'm talking about. God, it was probably like 30 years ago. But was it the Northridge? No, the Northridge, we were already here. This was it might have been. It might have been, but even 94 is like, yeah, it's like 25 years ago. So yeah, it could have been the Northridge. That quake's changed all the building codes. Yeah. So Henry knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, so I just don't think that. I mean, people still worry about it, but I think it's not really anything to worry about. Fires here are way more of a concern than earthquakes. And as far as flooding in California, you'd have to have busted a water main or something like that, because you're not going to get it from really rain or any kind of natural way. You're going to get it from a busted water main and things like that. My brother had a house in Orange County, and there was a water main that broke in the neighborhood, and it flooded their house, flooded a lot of the neighborhood. So those things do happen, but they're that's somebody breaking a water main with equipment digging around. It's not like natural. I laugh at earthquakes. Ha ha. Yeah. I think they're just scary because the earth itself, we always think it's solid, that it's actually moving. And it's not like the movies. Like I've never seen like that ground open up, like, you know what I mean, and swallow people and, you know, all that kind of crazy stuff. I just don't think, you know, it's really ever happened. So yeah, we got into earthquake and fire and flood conversation, but I did look up flooding in Texas, like especially Houston. There's like highways that get flooded, like 5 feet, 4 feet of water. Pretty nuts, pretty nuts. Whittier, what is this? Whittier Narrows quake was 87. That's about the time I think I was living there. So it could have been that. I'm trying to think if I had moved from the area when the quake happened. So it could have been then, but it also could have been that Northridge quake in 94, because it would have the same effect on me, because just seeing the photographs and stuff like that of the area knocked down. I think I was moved out of the area, because if I still lived in the area, I think I would have seen it firsthand, but I think I saw it on the news and just photographs in the paper and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, stuff does happen. My dad was caught in Lockheed in LA in 69, bent the door frame, and the machinist had to be cut out. Yeah, I mean, there is damage that happens, but by and large, it's not. I think it's pretty over exaggerated. You know, as soon as I say this, something crazy is going to happen, but I think it's mostly just, like I said, it's more superficial or just stuff happening. Like I remember, you know, it might have been 94. No, I don't remember which. This might have been the earthquake, actually. It might have been 87. 87. Maybe I lived in Huntington Beach in 87. It could have been that quake, actually, because we had like an apartment in Huntington Beach, and it was 2 stories. And I remember this was like a beach shack, like a bungalow. It's not really substantial. I think the ceiling was the roof. There was no insulation or anything. So the quake happened in the middle of the night, and so it was summer, so in the summertime it's hot, and sometimes the walls are cool, so I would sleep next to the wall because the wall would keep me cool. And so I just remember like feeling the wall like moving, and I was like, holy shit. So I get up. We had this stupid like wicker chandelier, and it's just like it's just flying like back and forth. And this was kind of the living room where I shared space with another artist. And so we had our studios set up in the living room. And so there was these big bay windows. I remember looking out the bay windows, and there were power poles and, you know, like the power lines, and those things were whipping, and they were making like whing, whing, you know, like that whip sound, ting, ting, like just going all over the place. And then I remember I was looking at the glass. Like I finally looked, like I was looking beyond the glass, but I looked at the glass, and the glass was actually rippling. It was a huge piece of glass, and I'm standing right in front of it, and it's rippling from the effects of the quake. And I was like, holy shit, you know. And then I was like, this thing could break. So I moved away from it. And then off the side window, we lived right next to a fire station. And I didn't know this, like protocol, I guess, in an earthquake, fire stations evacuate. I guess in case the building does fall down. So if it does, they still have all their equipment, they have their vehicles and stuff like that won't be trapped in the facility. So I remember seeing that. I was like, why the hell are they doing that? And then it dawned on me. I was like, well, they don't want that stuff trapped inside the building. And so I didn't know if it moved a lot because it was just a shack. But man, I think that was probably the worst quake that I remember being in, because I mean it lasted a long time, and it was like when you were in it, you were moving, you know, with everything. So that was pretty crazy. And then I remember talking to the landlord, who also had you know, he had a glass shop in Huntington Beach, and he said that glass wouldn't have broke because he put the glass in himself. So I guess what they do is the glass doesn't fit in like rigid. So the walls don't really touch the glass. There's like a space on either side of the glass all the way around. So then there's room for the glass to move within the walls. And he also said that, I guess if it's a certain size piece of glass, it's got to be safety glass. So if it did break, it wasn't like going to be like shatter and just like, in the movies where you see these big shards coming and get stuck in your head or whatever. It wasn't going to be that. The movies, they ruin everything. They just over exaggerate everything. So it's so funny. We watch movies and we think like, oh yeah, that's how these things look and work. They don't always work that way. Very, very rarely do they. But I think that was the worst quake I was in. We've had a couple shakers here in Corona, and I think the biggest thing is like my work lamps will rock back and forth, and then we have a pool, but the pool is like partially out of the ground, like it's built out of the ground, like it's 2 feet above the ground level. It's actually pretty cool, the engineering behind the pool, because we built it into a hill, and so the water just it's like a storm, like the ocean, like just tidal waves coming over, and it's just rocks. I mean, they must, because I've never, thank goodness, I've never been by the pool when it's happened. That would actually be scary because you'd get to see actually the height of it. But being on the because this window back here that you can see looks down at the pool. So if I look down, I can see it. They have to be about, I don't know, 4 feet, 3-4 feet tall, like this water just rocking all over the place. It's pretty scary. But I think that's the extent of it. No damage. Happy Thanksgiving, Art and friends. I'm grateful for this awesome network community. Dysfunctional family, hail. Yes, hail Tank Ferret. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I do appreciate it. You guys are the best. I'm going to just try to catch up. Really, yeah, like I saw, yeah, safety glass, like a windshield, exactly. And does that break in like cubes? Is that how it kind of breaks? Where it just kind of crumbles upon itself. It doesn't crack and big shards come off. So if it does fly out, they're just like little pieces versus like real sharp edge stuff. I'll tell you right now, man, we as human beings, we like to like beat up on each other, and we like to like, oh, you're this, you're that, you're whatever. We are some of the most resourceful individuals in the world, like to just even be able to create something like safety glass, like see a need, fill a need, right? People were getting hurt, so somebody went, you know what? Let's just take that out of the equation. And then the good thing, this is where I do like government intervention, is when the government then goes, or the city, the state says, we need all windows done like this. We replaced a window downstairs next to a door, and it had to be safety glass when we were selling this house. And it's expensive, but it's better in the long run, because sometimes people walk into big pieces of glass that are next to doors thinking it's the door. And so if that thing broke, it could hurt somebody bad. But that safety glass, it doubles the cost of the glass. Like, it's really expensive. So, but in the long run, it's better, because, it could actually save a life, because you can actually get hurt really bad. Way to take all the romance out of earthquakes. Well, you know what? It's funny, because I remember I was listening to Adam Carolla, and he was kind of going on about earthquakes as well. And he worked in construction. If you guys never listened to Adam Carolla's podcast, I haven't listened to it in years, but when I did listen to it, I listened to a syndicated radio show too. It's good stuff, really good stuff. He's pretty entertaining. And so he worked in construction before radio. And so he would talk about, like, Southern California earthquake codes, the likelihood of these buildings coming down, all, the whole 9 yards. And he was saying the same thing about this stuff. I remember having conversations with my dad about it. And, my dad's a big builder, was RIP, miss you, Dad, knuckle buster, wrench turner kind of guy. And he'd say, this house, because, you have to, like, to the kid, you have to say, it's an earthquake, nothing's going to happen. And so he used to say that. And then when I got older, he'd share the stories. He'd go, these houses aren't going aren't going to come down. I will say one thing. Oh my gosh, I think it was Baja, Mexico. A friend of mine got married, and they had like these areas in Mexico. Where was it? Cabo, and so these houses are like, these areas are owned, like, I guess by Californians. I don't know how they work it, but they build these like custom homes up in this hill, and it's overlooking, I think it's the Baja Peninsula. I don't really remember. I've only been there once. Gorgeous, gorgeous homes, one of a kind homes. But we saw one of them being built or remodeled or something, and they're all on hills and stuff. And in California, I don't think there's any of these that exist anymore, but they used to, in the Hollywood Hills, build stilt homes. They actually had them in one of the Lethal Weapon movies. And I think the reason they got to do that is because they were going to demo that house anyway, because earthquake standards and stuff like that, they're very dangerous. But basically, they would just have these stilts, and they would go up. The house would still be on land, but they'd have like the backyard or whatever would be suspended. Sometimes part of the house too would be suspended on these decks. Holy shit, I'd never buy a house like that. I don't think they exist here in Southern California anymore anyway. But in Mexico, the building standards and stuff like that are so different. Their building codes. We were driving by pretty sheer hill, and the house, okay, the hill is like a 1 to a 1.5 grade, so it's almost straight up. The house was built, well, it was built on the other side over here. And then they had a wall, the floor or the ground level, and then they had, instead of stilts, they built cinder block wall, a cinder block wall. This thing had to be about 25 feet tall. A cinder block wall in an earthquake, I don't care. I mean, they fill them with cement, right? So in essence, it's a probably a solid wall by the time they're done, but it's still concrete. So I still wouldn't trust it. And then the footing, like my brother's an architect. He say for every foot you go up, you have to go, or is it half a foot down? It's a half of that foot down. So if you go up 2 feet, you have to go a foot down. You have to create a footing for the wall. So that wall would have had to be just as deep in the ground, or half as deep, like had to be 10 feet into the ground or something like that, to hold that wall up. And I was just like, there's no way they did that. There's no way this was to code. That would be the scariest damn house. When I saw that wall, I was just like, holy shit, man, you'd be taking your life in your own hands every day you live in that house. So there are some really, really crazy construction, but that's obviously Mexico. They have different building codes, if they have building codes at all. But those things don't exist here in California anymore. Let's see what Lake Kick One says. My dad worked in Plant 2 Seattle at Auburn. Oh, so that's reply to Jim Cook. I'm going to let that go. So let's see. Yoel Carter says, I used to listen to Adam Carolla on radio. He once played the top 5 modern English songs. I'll melt for you. Yeah, they only have that one song. Yeah. Is that the I'll Stop the World and Melt with you? Very, very good. So you guys, I am going to take off. You all have a wonderful Turkey Day. Make sure you gobble it all up. Be real kind, be thankful. Just spend a moment today and just think about, how good things are and how thankful, we should be for everything that does go right. We like to focus on things that don't, but sometimes it's a little tougher to look at the things that are good and then be thankful for them. So this is that day. Tomorrow we can all hate each other and everything, and be talk about how this guy did this and this guy did that. But today I think we could all be cool about it. And oh man, we got a celebrity, big celebrity, Shane Davis. How are you, brother? Happy Thanksgiving right back to you. We got to do something, man. I've been wanting to get on your show. Just really busy with trying to get black and white stuff done, and most of the time is just trying to get this house sold and then find a new house. So one of these days, man, we are going to powwow. And you know what? I'm going to make you feel really horrible because I'm just going to gush all over you because I love your work, man. When you came out on that Mysteries in Space book, I know I've said this, I think on Ethan's show or something like that, but I was like, holy shit. And I remember talking to Eddie Berganza on your behalf. And I said, because I think Eddie was my editor at the time. And I said, you better keep Shane Davis happy because that guy is going to be a superstar. He is going to be a superstar. And Eddie's just like, whatever. But I recognize your genius, and I'm really sad that we never really got to work with each other in the day. Yes. So happy Thanksgiving, brother. Shane is having duck. Well, it's a bird. It's a bird. Have a good one, my friend. So very good, very good. Oh, and I think Shane's book, Starlight Cats, is still up. I think he's counting down to end the campaign. So go check that out. Go back that. Go back all the Comicsgate books. Chrono Mechanics is still in demand, so you can still pick yourself up a book. There's a bunch of other tiers there with some great stuff. So please check those out. And I am going to bid you adieu. So happy Tea Day. Happy Tea Day, you guys.